Greetings, my fellow eagles and the entire world. This is Eagle Emmanuel Mensah with inspirations and guidance from Eagle Helen Mensah in the unseen world, coming into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. Today is the 21st of June in the year 2024. And the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made. And for that matter, we should rejoice and be glad in it. And so I take this opportunity to invite the whole world, to invite you to join me to give thanks to God for the day that He has granted unto us and life in general. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful. Life is glorious. Life is God Himself, flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, I'm going to speak to you on the topic, True Freedom is Living Happily Unconditionally. Or, I repeat, freedom is living happily all the time. The term freedom is one of the controversial and also misconstrued or misunderstood word in the life of human beings. Yesterday, I spoke about love, faith, and purpose. Today, we are looking at freedom. We all understand and we all acknowledge that we are free. Indeed, we are free to do whatever we want. We are free to choose wherever we want to stay, whatever we want to do. That is the physical freedom. But so long as we are alive on earth here, every human being also lives in his own or personal, unique world. And that is your mental world. And that is where actual freedom is. And so we can look around us based on our political and national or whatever arrangement that we are free. It is true. But as a matter of fact, men and women, we are in bondage. We are not free. And this freedom is a state of mind. So bondage and freedom is a state of mind. And this freedom or the bondage, no one gives or no one puts the other into it. It is by choice that we put ourselves in, based on our perspective and our beliefs. And so today, we are going to look at freedom, true freedom as a human being. And it is only when you attain this freedom that even it will reflect in your outer world. What is the use for claiming that you are independent or you are free, but you are every day pinned down by life's circumstances and challenges? But as soon as we get to the understanding or we gain understanding of how life is conducted, we will gain the true freedom from within, and that freedom will translate into our physical life, such that we will have the right to do whatever we want to do. And basically, the word freedom simply means the right or the ability to do, to be, to have anything that you want. No limitation. No limitation. And so, today we are looking at our lives. Are we truly free? Are we free as far as we are concerned? And so, if you take your life as an example, or if you just observe people, you will realize that anytime you meet someone, or even yourself, sometimes you wake up in the morning, you are happy. The other day or another time you wake up, you are sad. Or even the same day, you wake up, you are happy. Because your husband or your wife said something to you, and though you are happy. And then within a couple of hours, the same person does something, then you are unhappy. So it's like the happiness that you sowed is already uprooted. And this is the life that we are creating for our lives. And that is linking our happiness to other people that we live with or people around us, situations and circumstances around us. So when things are going on well, we are happy. When things are not going on well, we are unhappy. When our husbands are doing the right thing or what we think is right for us, we are happy. When our wives are doing the right thing or what we think is right for us, we are happy. But when they are not doing that for us, we are unhappy. And so you see that our life is not a progress. There is no progress in our life. And this is where the freedom and bondage is. Through freedom is when a man or woman, comes to the realization that his or her happiness does not depend on anything outside him or herself. I repeat, through freedom is when a man or woman comes to the realization that nothing outside him or herself has to change in order to feel happy or to feel better. That is true freedom. And that is living without linking your happiness to any person or any circumstances. You look at everything that goes around you from the highest perspective, with the understanding that the only purpose you have on this earth here is to be happy. And therefore, anything that comes to disturb your happiness, you redefine it quickly. And that is when we say you are happy, you are free. You are free, you are a free person. But if you say you are a free person, but all of a sudden, every now and then, people are able to cause you to be unhappy, that means you are not free. So you are like a puppet. If you place your happiness on your husband or your wife, your children, or other people, your manager, your government, your whatever thing that is going on, then you are like a puppet. The person can choose to behave in a way to make you happy. Oh, you're happy. And then the person can choose also to behave in a way to make you sad. Then you are sad. So you see that you are not living your real life, but you are living other people's life based on how they behave. But the fact is that you cannot change someone, you cannot pin someone down for the person to behave just for you to be happy. And in most cases, if the person behaves that way, that means the person has to be sad for you to be happy, which doesn't go with that. We are all unique people. We are all individual people. And therefore, your happiness must not depend on anything outside you, but your happiness must depend upon what is going on within you. And so the way to attain unconditional happiness and to be free, the way to be free and not to be in bondage is to continually pay attention to how you are feeling, your emotions. Your emotions are very powerful. They are very important in your life. And therefore, whenever any situation arises, be it between you and your husband or your wife or your children, first bring yourself home. Ask yourself, how am I feeling about this? If you are feeling negatively about the situation, that means you are losing power. It is not because of the people, it's not because of the behavior of the person that you are feeling that, but it is because you are detaching yourself from your true self, and that is the pain you are receiving. And in that case, you have the right to free yourself or to pin yourself down with that situation. And so all the time, you got to be attentive, you got to be responsive to how you feel. And if you are able to do this and do this practically and purposefully, you realize that you'll be a person that you are naturally happy, regardless of what other people are doing, regardless of other people's behavior or choices, because your happiness doesn't come from them, but it comes from within. And the way you know you are happy is when you are feeling good. And therefore, you purposefully, you intentionally define all issues in a positive way. Then that you become a free person. No one can actually pull any string to make you happy or to make you sad. But you only share in people's happiness, or you partake in people's happiness, or you share your happiness with other people. And so you are not free if your perception, if your understanding of life is that people must change in order for you to make yourself happy. Then you are in bondage. And as a matter of fact, this is a mathematical truth. If someone can cause you to be sad, if someone can occupy your mind for more than 5 minutes, and for you to spend your quality time to think about the person in a negative way, then the person has put you into captivity. You are yoked to the person. You are bonded to the person. And so the person's attitude, the person's behavior determines your mood. And your moods determines what you created in your life. You see, so we got to be attentive to this. Freedom is not about we living in free countries or whatever. No, your personal freedom is about taking control of your mind, with being attentive, responding to your emotions, your internal guidance. And as soon as you take control over this, you'll be a happy person. Yes, situations may arise, but you will be able to redefine them and rise over them and turn them into opportunities. And so your happiness is your true freedom. And any moment, any hour that you live unhappily, it means you are in bondage. And if you analyze your life well, if you look at our existence very well, you realize that normally the unhappiness comes because of how we are interpreting and analyzing other people's behavior. And so instead of analyzing other people's behavior, analyze how you feel and then react to it accordingly. So long as we are all on this earth here, the only purpose, the only reason we are here is to feel good, is to be happy. And therefore, if anything is not causing you to be happy, take that thing out of your hand, of your life. You see, take it out of your mind, redefine it. It's a choice that we have to make. It's a choice you have to make. You have the right to make yourself a free person or to make yourself a bonded person. And therefore, change your perspective, change your thinking, change your views and beliefs about things. There is no one that can cause you happy. There is no one that can make you happy except yourself. Your husband may promise to make you happy, but it doesn't last because he too is a human being that he must seek his own happiness. Your wife can do that, but it doesn't last. These are conditional happiness. And if we are living on conditional happiness, then we do not have freedom. When the person is annoyed with you, he makes you feel sad. When the person is happy with you, he makes you feel happy. So it's like mood swing. Every day you go forward one step, you come back one step. You go forward one step. You see, so your life is not progressing. So through freedom is living happily, unconditionally. And living happily, unconditionally is coming to the understanding that you are the extension of a very powerful force. You are the extension of God. And God is positive. God thinks only in the positive way. And therefore, in all circumstances, in all conditions, in all situations, look at everything from the positive way. And as you do, you have control over your moods. You have control over your feelings. And once you have control over your feelings and your mood, you are a free person. You can live amongst all other people. It doesn't matter what they are doing, and you will not be affected by it. That is why you say you are a master. You are living and having control of your life. You are a unique individual. You are living in your own world. In that world is your mind, your mental world. You are the king, and you are the king or queen in that world. And you have to manage it well. You have to manage it well. Happiness is the only reason why we are here. And if at any moment in time you are not attaining happiness, then you are not living according to the purpose for which you are here on earth here. Therefore, change your perspective. Begin to analyze your thinking. Begin to analyze your mood. And ask yourself, how does this mood, how does this present feeling serve me? If it is serving you negatively, change it. If it is serving you positively, keep it and continue doing whatever you are doing. And so freedom. When we ask people, when you ask men and women, are you free? They will say, oh, we are free. I am free. But no, you are not free. So long as your happiness is attached to outer conditions. As soon as it changes, your happiness vanishes. And so we see how this thing happens. And even if you observe in the community, some couples, a man and a woman as a husband and wife, you will see them walking happily outside. And then within a couple of hours, these very people that were happy, you hear them fighting, eating each other, insulting each other. Why? Because they are attaching their happiness to each other. And once one is withdrawing his attitude or withdrawing his promise from the other, then it becomes a confusion. But if you're someone who doesn't demand that your wife or your husband, your children, your parent, your friends, or your manager needs to change in order for you to be happy, you accept them unconditionally. And therefore, even in their stupidity, even in their folly, you will have a place to love them and accept them and see them as they are. And as you do, you grow with them. And that is when we say you are free. If someone would do something to you for you to go to bed and have sleepless night, when the person is actually having full sleep, then you are a slave to that person. Whether you believe it or not, that is the truth. If someone can cause you to grow angry, such that your internal system is boiling, your organs are boiling, then you are a slave to the person. The person can release you or put you into captivity at any time. This is what we call true freedom. Or happiness. Happiness is the first priority in our lives. It's unfortunate that we don't talk about it. We don't want to teach us about it. But this is a time of enlightenment. This is a time of knowledge. And therefore, take control of your life. You are a true and powerful human being. You have no limit. What you can do, be, and have has no limit. But you limit yourself. You can limit yourself, or you can set yourself free. So set yourself free. And so, I would like to re-echo this statement that a man or woman, a true free man or woman, is the one that has come to the realization that nothing outside him or her must change in order to feel better or good. That is a mathematical fact. But he or she knows that the only thing that has to change for him to feel good is to respond to how he or she is feeling. And if it is negative, he works him or herself back to his true self, and that is God, so that he becomes one with God. And when he or she is one with God, they co-create positive and wonderful things. That is when you say you are free. So let us be wise and let us rise up in our minds. You have your mental world. And you are the manager. You are the king or queen in that world. And you must rule it well. If you allow people to enter this kingdom and to cause havoc in that kingdom, then you are the cause of it, because you are supposed to guide that kingdom. And that is by listening to your internal guidance. Your emotions are caused by the differences or the agreement between your thought patterns and the thought patterns of God or your inner being or your soul. And the only thing that is more important in your life is to seek the union between your two selves, because a house divided against itself, it can never stand. And therefore, if your lower self and your higher self are at war or are not in agreement, then you are creating a negative and a sour life for yourself. Therefore, rise up, take this wisdom and understanding. Everything that you are going through in this life is controllable if only you feel, you pay attention to how you are feeling. And once you change your perspective, once you change your thinking and your thought process, your mood will change. Your mood changes, your feelings changes, and everything in your life begins to change. For you have found a way to work yourself back to your true self, that is God. And so, no one can set you free, and no one can actually put you in bondage except yourself. And it all has to do with your thinking and how your perspective of life. You are not here to make other people happy. Other people are not here to make you happy, but they are here to help you, to redefine, to reshape your desires and your desires, and also to co-create with you. Therefore, take control of your internal system, take control of your mind, and purposely create beautiful and wonderful happiness that has no end, happiness that no one has the right to disturb it. And that is you coming in alignment with your true self. And that is when we say you are indeed a true child of God, co-creating with God positively and wonderfully. That is my message for you. Now, may the overshadowing presence of God that keep the stars in the open such that they do not fall on us, and keep the planets in their various orbits such that they do not clash with one another, lead and guide you, inspire you, energize you, such that you become awakened to this truth that you are a powerful human being who has the right to free himself or to put himself in bondage. And also to come to the realization that unconditional happiness is from within. And it's all about you listening to your internal guidance or your emotions and feelings and making changes accordingly so that you feel good all the time. And that is why you say you are like a tree by the riverside that flourishes all the time, both in winter and rainy season. That is the fact. That is why we are here. Thank you, and God bless you.